At yesterday's hearings, Mark Zuckerberg was questioned quite harshly by Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez about the ability of politicians to lie in their ads. And Zuckerberg said, look, you may not like it, but if it's a politician, we will let them lie. We will not fix those lies. That is the standard. We'll see if that actually holds up, because it didn't. A progressive activist decided, you know what, I'm going to test this by having my PAC run an ad. And I'm gonna do the exact thing that AOC was talking about, and that was having an ad implying that Republicans who have not supported the Green New Deal did support the Green New Deal. So that ad went up on Facebook. It was apparently very successful. It ran until Saturday, after it was then flagged as false by a fact-checking group hired by the social media giant. Facebook, so by the way, it was taken down at that point. So they said that they would allow it, they didn't when it was running as a PAC ad. Facebook confirmed to CNN on Saturday, okay, yes, we took that down, but if AOC, a politician, had run the same ad, it would not be removed because fact checking does not extend to politicians. So sure, this was a political group that ran it and we took it down, but if it was a politician, then we would have left it up. But would you actually? So Adriel Hampton is a political activist who has been testing this, and so made that initial ad, and here on CNN talking about the effort.
Folks might be familiar with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez challenging Mark Zuckerberg and asking if she made such an ad, if she could run it, and him saying probably in congressional testimony on Wednesday. When I saw that testimony, I thought we should test the premise. I didn't know Facebook's rules on fake ads quite as well as I do today when we first put it up on Thursday. I usually don't run fake ads, but this was an interesting opportunity to test that premise that it's okay for politicians to lie. The ad was taken down by Facebook after about 24 hours, but in that time it went quite viral. And it was clear right from the submission to Facebook that it was not a truthful ad, because clearly, as you said, Senator Graham has not endorsed the Green New Deal.
Sure. Okay, so describing the initial process, they put up the ad, it gets taken down. So the response is from Facebook, but you're not a politician, and we said politicians get to lie. So what if he was a politician? He decided to register to run for California's governor. So now he's a politician and reruns it as a politician. Turns out they don't like that either, though. Watch.
So it gets polled, and then you decide you're gonna run for governor because it's okay for politicians, but it's not okay for PACs.
Yeah, we tried it again with a politician, but and it was taken down again, and they said that was because it was a politician can't advertise something that's already been debunked, so it would have to be an original lie. And so we also were told by fact checkers who work with Facebook that a politician who's not actively running for office or in elected office might also be disqualified from this exception. My concern is that Donald Trump, who plans $1 billion campaign led by a campaign manager who is a Facebook expert who purports to have run millions of Facebook ads, can use this exemption to manipulate the election very easily.
So look, what Zuckerberg said to AOC now looks even more laughable than it did. He wanted to say, hey, it's not up to us to fact check politicians. They get to do what they want to do. Except if they're saying something that I don't like. And if they're making me look bad, then we're gonna take it out. Or if it's already been debunked. But again, you just said it wasn't up to you to determine truth from fact. So what does it matter if it had been prior debunked? Or, because after all, it could be being debunked right now by a non-politician, that wouldn't apply. So why does it matter if it was debunked in the past? And then even if that doesn't protect them, because obviously the next thing to do would be to run a new lie as the candidate for governor. But they're trying to get out in front of that by saying, oh no, but you have to be an actively running politician. He says, no, I'm actually running. In fact, now I'm really excited about this issue. This is what I'm gonna run on, but they're not gonna let him do it. This is how they're going to choose winners and losers when it comes to lying. We think this politician's serious, we think this politician not so much, so they don't get to lie. Only the ones we like get to lie.
This is when exposing a bad approach to things actually works out. Whenever you try to convince someone politically of your argument and you try and tell them all the facts and this and that, but it doesn't work. No one's ever gonna go for that. They have to make them convince themselves, which is a much harder endeavor to take on. You have to make them make a point, then make them make their counterpoint to their own first point, and then they're gonna have a problem because they're arguing with themselves now. So you have to go through this whole process of running a fake ad, having it pulled down, register as a politician, have it pulled down, ask the next question, all because Mark Zuckerberg, when he was talking to AOC in that testimony, decided to say something that that complicated things much further. Instead of recognizing the flaws in your system and saying, yeah, we're gonna address that because that shouldn't be the process on our site, you tried to go with, it'll be fine, we'll just let it happen.
Yeah.
That doesn't work that way. This is the real world. You can't just say, oh, well, when you run this kind of organization, this company. So now you've been exposed even further for the lies that you already put forward, your biases, and the people that you're gonna allow to lie versus the people that you're not gonna allow to lie. Now things are much worse. There was an old commercial back in the day when I was a kid. This isn't necessarily about lying with Zuckerberg, because he just believes he should let it all happen. When they say if you tell one lie, it leads to another. It was an old like 80s PSA show, commercial. So if you tell the first lie and you thought you got away with it, it's gonna lead to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Next, you're gonna be surrounded by all of your BS, and you can't. And now you're cornered.
And that is where Zuckerberg and Facebook find themselves. By the way, in the past couple of days, a letter by hundreds of Facebook employees went out arguing against this new policy. We're not gonna read the entire thing, but they say it communicates that we are okay profiting from deliberate misinformation campaigns by those in or seeking positions of power. And again, not all of those seeking positions of power, but now we've decided that we get to choose which ones we want and which ones we don't. Maybe he really likes Pete Buttigieg. Maybe Pete Buttigieg gets to lie, but he hates Elizabeth Warren. Maybe Elizabeth Warren doesn't get to lie. She's not really seriously running. Pete Buttigieg, he's seriously running. That's the standard I'll use. And then they use even more laughable explanations to try to distract you from the issue, which is they're gonna profit by allowing people like Donald Trump to run hundreds of millions of dollars in lies on Facebook. So two of their members, their execs put out this op-ed. Facebook, we shouldn't become the gatekeeper of truth on candidate ads. But it's the thing below that's so ridiculous. Anyone who thinks Facebook should decide which claims by politicians are acceptable might ask themselves this question: why do you want us to have so much power? Oh, come on, you guys want all the power and all the money in the world. That would be like if like a fire department let one house burn down and they responded by saying, why do you want us to decide whose house stands and whose doesn't? Why do you want us to have that much power? Why do you obsess over power? No, we want you to do your jobs. And all of this is a lie. It's not about whether it's been prior debunked or whether they're actively running or anything. What it's about is they are terrified of standing against Donald Trump. Donald Trump's gonna lie, and they don't want to be a social media outlet that says he's lying, we won't let him do it anymore. They don't have the courage to say that one obvious thing, and so they're twisting themselves into knots, trying to come up with a strategy that seems comprehensible, and they haven't gotten there.
Let's keep it real. And also, many users on that site, they feed off of this type of stuff. Facebook is where you go where you want to get a lot of misinformation, or then a bunch of people fighting over politics and 98% of them have no idea what they're talking about. They can't lose that block by having any kind of policing of false advertisements, especially from the kinds of candidates that do it mostly, which appeal to many of the users on Facebook, and those users will then revolt.
Yeah.
They're worried about all of that.
Ugh. Just a disgusting, oh God, Facebook's terrible. It's just the worst. There was never a good reason to be on it, but now I honestly, I don't know why I'm on it. But anyway, unfortunately a lot of people are.
You keep up with your high school friends that you discovered are racist.
Yay. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.